I also got stabbed in the
blew up
leg, so I have
door
to...
on my computer.
Fair enough.
I wonder who it was that shot me in the leg with a crossbow.
It's fucked up.
Stop trying to kill me!
Yeah. Well, it clearly wasn't a Vlandian, because apparently we all fucking sign our bolts.
Like, the password not
Who said
LOKD.
that?
The password is assembly. For
The
anyone
real
who's over.
password is LLKD. That's the
Assembly.
admin password.
If you don't know how to spell assembly, then
You can leave the faction.
Google it.
Let's hope my module actually works this time.
Me learning how my
If you go in the tent here before we start, you can see there's a map of a Caradia with a little dagger in it. The map maker was very kind. And,
Oh my god.
There's always a dagger in the map.
Look at it.
Hey, come, what the hell are you doing here, bro?
Holy shit.
Why is it
I
blue?
love stabbing maps.
Why are you blue?
Why are you blue?
Oh, ruining my
Hey,
fucking
God.
board.
Death to
Hey,
Sergio.
Check it out! Check it out!
Death to Sturgia. Death to all our enemies.
Fuck this
Oh,
Sergio's
that's
gonna
Death to bandits.
I have a beautiful platform here to give my speech and host the assembly.
Holy
If
shit.
everyone wants to get into position, we'll... What time is it? Yeah, we'll get started.
Alright.
Come on, everyone. Get into your little groups. You can group up by house if you want to, by rank, by skill. Really anything.
God,
That's a
you know
good
it's
one.
real
Yeah.
good when I'm
By
not
houses.
then.
Yeah, same.
Here, Wilson Bros.
I'm trying to fucking log in.
Ideally look a little... Aw.
Guys, stop
I'll have.
Actually, maybe Bannerlord can run on my fucking Dell laptop. Probably not.
Probably not.
Whoa, guys, look! I see Alberic over there in that tent, chilling out. It's fine. He's
He's
there.
chilling.
Wounded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's you know sickly.
Don't worry, he's got
You don't
a
want out anyway. You don't want to catch what he's got.
You know, you guys
got
need
a,
to be more
rolled
centered
up
at least.
scroll
This
that
is
he can
like...
talk through.
You're all off to the
absolutely.
side. Come on, bro.
Everybody came over to the Nelsons, I'm sorry. Never felt
think-
safer in my life than having
You
Sweet
might-
next to me.
I just want to line up in an orderly line of any organization in order.
Maybe a nice line will do. That can be your first fucking practice.
Yeah, NW
Should
line
like a
formation,
solid-
guys.
And
We are
W
to
line,
brain
Semicircle.
the most
We are
organized
brain dead.
faction
We've been
in Calradia.
organized in houses, bro.
Beautiful. Alright. What time is it? Let me double check.
Hitbox is sucking.
603.
6:03. Alright, we'll get started.
Better use...
Y'all have to forgive me.
That's the first sword I have to protect. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I mean, that's my first sword of De Marok. Baron of Marok.
I hear Count of Horsker
Count
as
of
well.
Directory as well.
Count of Thractore. But,
Baron of Portugal as well.
I don't know
Protector
about
of the valleys and
Alark is
And
better.
grasslands. I mean-
And the rivers.
the
the
rivers.
rivers.
Don't forget the rivers.
Well, y'all have to forgive me. I don't have a prepared speech, but I have an assortment of notes and things to get through today. First of all, I wanted to thank you all for being here. I know it's been a bit of a long road for many of us. Some of you have stood by me since Pendrick, which was,
Here.
at this point, a year and a half ago, which also makes me the only standing monarch since Pendrick to still remain in charge of his kingdom. For that, I thank all of you for remaining in support of me throughout this year and a bit longer than. I mean, many of you are new, but others have stood by me for a very long time, and I appreciate every single one of you. I understand that in Vlandia we are quite a full faction, as some may say, and sometimes I cannot properly reward people for their time in their service just simply due to the makeup of the realm. I only have so many cities, so many castles, but those of you who have stood by me, in spite of that, I appreciate very, very much so. I brought us all here today because we've gone through some turbulent times. Before even our string of victories, in which many of you stood by me for, we were down. We had lost Usank to the vile Western Imperials. We had lost Kalis to the incursions by the Sturgians, and the Battanians knocked on our doorstep. They slaughtered through the streets of Sargod without remorse. But together, we stood firm. And we repelled all our enemies and reconquered all of our territory. And for that alone makes us one of the strongest kingdoms in all of Calradia. That no one can deny that, not even our most fierce of enemies, of which I'm sure you know we have many. Almost everyone in Caradia envies the strength of our kingdom, and envies simply the ranks of our numbers. There is no other faction throughout any realm, I can say reasonably, that can amass even the amount of people we have here today for a simple assembly. This strength that we have, we need to properly hone in and ensure that we are properly utilizing it. If all of us work together more firmly and more concretely, I am certain that not only can we reverse our defeats which we have suffered very recently, but we can go on to form a kingdom that not only will be recognized for its strength, but feared by our many enemies. Throughout the year, I've taken an assortment of injury: sword, dagger, bolt, arrow, lance, all in the service of this kingdom. And many of you, almost all of you, have done the same. I am certain that the strength that we have, if we simply utilize it together, can grow stronger to the point where we will be unresistible to any faction that we fight. We have an opportunity, thanks to our recent defeats even, that is a bit weird, but we have time to rest. We fought valiantly in the defense of Usank and Kalos in those grueling sieges. Kalos, I'm sure of which many of you remember for its length and its I suppose I'll say incident, but it was quite a battle. It was a hard-fought battle, as my good Archduke says, that shows that even in spite of some defeats in the field, we remain strong, and I'm certain that we can emerge. But of course, there are things within this realm that I need to correct. We have been running many other factions. You know, kings come and go, structures change, and ultimately it gives energy to their faction in a way that I feel as though I perhaps failed to. In my initial year, or even the initial months, I was more invigorated than I believe I currently am. On my end, I'm going to do everything in my power to ensure that not only will I give you all the energy that you deserve, but change the mechanisms of this faction to support those who in turn give me their energy. I have a difficult decision, many to make today, that I am reluctant to do, but I know that with the strength, in order to hone our abilities, they need to be done, which is the cold, harsh truth. But first, I would like to start on a bit more of a positive note. I'm sure many of you have been calling for, well, I suppose I'll start from the beginning. In the initial months, we held trainings, quite on the regular, hosted by Archduke Leofric, because I was unavailable for Fridays. They're hosted weekly. While I'm not going to return to that method of training, I do want to take more time, myself personally, to train even individuals within this faction, regardless of rank or ability, just in a more free-flowing way. Like some days I'm going to get on the faction, scan the chat, maybe I'll ask some guys if they want to do duels or cab duels, something like that, just to kind of hone in any of you who want to get better. And I believe that I am talented enough, perhaps is how I'll say it, to support you in this endeavor. However, I do also want to say that I do want to start more formalized trainings, specifically against Cav. I believe that other factions have done trainings where they've grouped up their team and they've done anti-Cav movement and stuff. It seemed effective to me for other people, so I believe that it would be worthwhile for us to properly begin some trainings. So expect maybe throughout the summer we might host maybe a training every, I'm going to say 3 to 4 weeks. That's kind of the plan. I'm going to get certain people from certain positions to try and help me do this, just to, spread out the work of getting trainings that actually address every aspect of what I want to cover for everyone. But, as I say that, I also know that the structures of this kingdom, they're kind of focused on myself in a lot of ways. I've which is understandable. I mean, I've been king for longer than anyone else, and remember to move. By the way, guys, here you're gonna start dropping dead. You gotta do a little wiggle. Just I forgot to mention that, but I thought maybe I could get away with it because no one was dropping dead, but seems we're good. But I want to try and encourage us to move away from just myself solely being the protector, as one may say, and also secure Vlandia itself in the case that, should I fall in battle one day, which, I mean, I'm sure will never happen just because of, we're just better, of course, but
Will never happen.
it doesn't hurt to legitimize some processes. So, Thriz, if you could come forward and deal. Maybe. Okay, well, I meant like in front of the, yeah, that works too. Okay. Thriz has been a loyal Marok for a very long time. By blood, he is my first cousin, and many of you have heard rumors or rumblings that I am in need of an heir due to the death of Ethanol on the field of battle. Well, also his defection and that whole plot line. But I'm sure I won't trouble you all with that whole story.
Legally, it's taken care of.
It is taken care of.
Yeah, it was a done deal.
But Duke Therese has served me loyally and faithfully for a very long time in order to maintain the political structures of our faction and to secure his legitimacy. From this day forward, I'm naming him Crown Prince of Vlandia. That in the case of my death, Therese will take my crown, take my titles, and all that comes with it, and serve as my heir. Therese, you accept?
I accept.
Wonderful. Get off the stage.
Hooray! W Thriz.
Thriz, I'm sure, is well beloved throughout the kingdom. I'm sure that should I pass on, be it in a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, Thriz will be there and ready to take up the crown. I'm very grateful to have his support in this endeavor.
Mountain Blade 3.
Thank you.
But
Assassination tries to be
Thriz is currently he's held in Praven, which is a centerpiece of the realm. It is perhaps one of our most distinguished cities, being the former capital of even the Karatic Empire itself under the name Branavos. My great-grandfather, Osric Ironarm, secured Branavos for the Vlandian realm. And since then, the Day Muroks have been garrisoned in Galen to administrate the realm. From the current perspective, it's a bit of an odd title to hold, simply because it's very isolated and it's in the the bottom. It's hard for me to move around as king and to effectively reach each battle. In light of that, I'm going to be officially moving the capital of the Kingdom of Vlandia to Praven and taking it up under my personal residency. Some of you may be asking, where's Thriz going to go? I will address that now. It's a difficult decision I have to make, but it is one that is for the betterment of the realm. If Archduchess Locke could come forth. My Archduchess, you have served me loyally and faithfully for over a year now, and your continued loyalty, your production of the GCC, and making maps, it's all been very well appreciated, and I hope that you will continue these endeavors to the best of your ability. However, I know many of you at the last assembly recall that the day liveries were under-garrisoned, and it left our southern flank vulnerable to our enemies. Unfortunately, the day liveries still remain in small number, as I'm sure the Archduchess is aware of, and to be completely blunt, I doubt that the day liveries can remain as a formal clan within the Kingdom of Vlandia any longer than currently. However, I do not wish to accuse the liveries of not trying their best. The liveries have served me great loyalty for a very long time. For example, Count XL of Usank is a noble man. He has fought by my side forever, and I would not want my current actions today to take away from your service to this realm. And I hope that you will continue in service to me. But, Archduchess, I believe that it is more suiting for your present capabilities as more of a guild of of artisans to remain as that, as a guild. As such, I will be transferring you, if you should wish, to an estate within Praven to ensure that you have proper capabilities within the city administrated by me to continue the production of your newspaper and of maps, should you desire to remain within the realm. If you, based on the dissolution of your clan, wish to commit treason in my name, I will, of course, have to take action against you. However, I do hope that you remain in loyalty to me in spite of this, and you can understand my actions. I will allow you to speak on this matter now.
Together, lads!
Okay.
I hear! I've spotted them!
This is
All right! Move out!
I don't know what to say about this.
I apologize.
It's true that I could not bolster my garrison from in the Golden Coast. But there's no going around it. I will accept the dissolution of my clan, but I will make hasty decisions as of this moment. I will accept the decision that my clan will be dissolved, but I do not know if I can continue. In this regard, I will have to think about my plans in the future. But I will remain in Vlandia for the time being.
Very well. If you choose to do treason, then I would recommend against it. However, if you do, I recommend you take a fast boat. I do not need to tell you that we will come for you. And justice will be done.
Who's in sight?
With that, I do thank you for your years of loyalty. It is appreciated, but this is a decision that I had to make for the stability of the realm. If I could get Thriz to come forth again.
I hear you.
In being my crown prince, Thriz, it is only proper that you hold your own levies and your own vassals to support you in this new title that you have taken. As such, I'm hereby granting you the title Archduke. You will take up the position of Duke of Charaz, the previous holding of the day liveries. In kind, any liveries will be given the ample opportunity to join under Archduke Thriz, Crown Prince Thriz, as his loyal vassal. I do ask that you declare the name of your clan, though, here today.
Well, as maybe many of you know, my bloodline has been ruling over Praven for generations now, and it's a prestigious name, named Daytir, and I will carry it to the south, to my new territory.
Very well. Long live the House Daytir. If I could get Excel to come forth very swiftly. Count Excel, you currently hold Usain Castle, and I do hope that you remain in Usain Castle, but I do need you to make a decision here today, if you shall swear fealty to the Crown Prince. Only through that will you be able to retain your title.
While I weep for the falling of House de Liberty and my Archduchess, I will swear fealty to Archduke Thriz of Daytir.
Wonderful. Thank you. Your loyalty is appreciated. Remember to keep moving, guys. You're going to drop dead if you do not.
It's the dancing plague.
And Duke Luke, if you could come forth. Duke Luke, you currently hold the position of Duke of Jacqueline. In doing so, you were a day livery. However, I know that for a long time, you have sought out to serve me directly as a part of the Day Marox. Do you still retain this aspiration? Or aspiration?
I do.
Very well. I will hereby, in myself relocating to Praven, I'm hereby naming you Duke of Galen to serve as my direct vassal. From this position, you're expected to maintain the city. It is, it's not the most fancy city, but it is a good city, and I expect you to treat my my vassals there the respect that you've given others. I know that you've been moved quite often from city to city, from Sargot to Jacqueline, now to Galen, but I'm relatively confident that this will be your last movement, and that you will remain as Duke of Galen for the foreseeable future. So, thank you.
It's an honor.
Very well.
Cheers for the Duke Scribe.
The Duke Scribe is a
Alright.
one of my longest supporters, and I'm very pleased to have him as my personal vassal. He will serve me well. Now, before I move on to another topic, I do want to briefly open the floor. I have much more to go through, but if anyone here has any topic that they wish to personally bring forward, I will give us a little bit of time just to do so. If anyone wishes to speak, I will. The floor is yours.
I have something to bring up.
Very
It's
well.
regarding the North.
Okay. Speak.
A few weeks ago, we had sent scouts out to look for Sea Raiders. They have returned just earlier today. Sea Raiders camp has been found, and they have Vlandian soldiers as prisoners from the Eustophic campaign.
God.
As such, the Day Talbots will be bringing a host to raid the Sea Raiders and free our prisoners. The plan is set that we'll be departing in 3 weeks, on the 11th of May.
I hear you.
Very well. I
Say?
assure Archduke Leofric that you will have the full support of the crown in saving these prisoners and dealing with these vile sea raiders, which, I mean, let's be real. They're Sturgians who hide behind no banner.
No mercy for Sea Raiders!
No mercy for sea raiders. We will bring justice to them. That much I assure you.
Yes,
Hang
to
them in
Sea
their own
Raiders.
lot.
I assume that all of the houses, the Day Tier and the Day Vilson will also support this campaign.
Archduke Leofric has every sword available to him by House Day Wilson. We will support in full.
Thank you.
Naturally.
Of course. Wonderful. Are there any other topics? No one wishes to speak?
Could we perchance have big loot booty Latinas as a reward for our
Okay.
hard work?
Here you go. Those are
My
in,
king, my king, I wish to speak.
I am not writing that
Okay.
down.
yes.
Knight of Vlandia, it is my pleasure to address you today. As Count of Thractoria Castle, Baron of Marok, Baron of Horsiger, Viscount of the Rivers, Forests, Valleys, and Greenland of the Vlandian countryside, Pride of Vlandian, and the Champion de Marok, I wish to bring forth a pressing issue.
At least half of those
Extraordinarily pressing issue, and it is the fact that I am without a fief of defensible nature. Yes,
Just name
I
off,
know
like,
some
both
unworthy men in this audience who bear castles in the name of our king who are... They may be... How do I say this in a kind way? They are working for enemies.
Okay, that's a little...
They may be associated, whether they know it or not. And I would like to challenge Slam Day Jam to a duel for his castle.
Good.
We're really doing this.
I get a call.
Enemies. I have faith
Is
in
this even
our
legal?
Lord
Is
for
this even
years.
legal?
Come for it.
My king, surely he won
Under
that.
the law of
I
Vlandia,
really
I'm
covered.
allowed to challenge.
I mean, he's allowed to challenge. It is up to Slime Day Jam if he's going to even consider this challenge. This is, I mean, Slime Day
Are you
Jam
mad
is
or
a
are you
loyal...
coward?
Where did
He's a
you
loyal
hear this
vassal.
dribble?
Are you traitor or loyal?
I'm no traitor.
If you're no traitor, then you'll accept.
I will not accept drivel from a liar.
Ooh.
You have every
Name,
right
name
to
a
decline,
champion then if you
Islam.
won't fight yourself. Put the crossbow down. I'll strike you.
Stop threatening him.
Hey, can we get a guard?
You drew
Peace,
first. This is getting
peace.
out of hand, surely. Can you start behaving like a real knight of Vlandia, please? Thank you very much.
I urge the Count Capet
Everyone stand back.
to stand firm
I will
Behave in
stand
front of
firm.
your king.
and not to insult one of my most loyal vassals, who has
They
served me.
bear arms. They point their crossbows.
Slime Day Jam is one of my most
Vultures.
loyal counts.
Vultures.
I have defended the western coast of Landia for many years.
Now defend your honor.
I mean, perhaps if you can offer some exchange of speaking, I'm just kind
If
of.
you would wish to be pride of Landia, then I'm sure that you'll take this challenge.
Count Capet does hold some titles.
Yeah.
He's a
I hold
champion of
many
Landia.
titles.
Champion of Vlandia, Priad de Merok, Baron of Merok. So if you want to potentially offer these titles,
I will
Sure.
gladly offer up my titles.
for the right to duel.
Kick his title, Slam. Kick his ass.
I mean, it's up to Slam.
Bear thy sword.
Oh my god. Yeah, if you're gonna duel, you might want to change class though. I would not play this in sharpshooter.
Yeah, I think it's only
Yeah.
fair.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Someone bring me my sword.
Oh.
Someone bring me my sword.
Okay,
Oh my god.
guys, get him between them, get him between them.
Bring him us.
Bring it up, bring it up.
Someone bring me my sword.
Let me strike him. Let me strike him.
Oh.
I need to change classes. I need to
Slime,
change classes.
Slime, follow me. I can get you to the armory.
Slay me.
Oh yeah.
Where's
Get
the
thee to
king?
an armory.
Here.
Let's be orderly,
To an
gent.
armory.
Good shit.
Kind of crazy.
15-year-old knight.
It's pretty
Why?
Space for this duel.
15 years old, that's old enough to hold a sword. You're old
It is
enough to be a
true.
man-at-arms at that age.
Every good Vlandian is swinging a sword by 10 at least.
Damn
Very true.
right.
True Marok swing their swords at 5.
Yeah, welcome to the armory.
Okay, dude.
Okay, buddy.
Yeah.
Maybe the
Direct
king
line
did.
sergeant.
We Talbot's
Sergeant-
only
So they're
really
really
started
going
back
through with this duel then.
It seems like
If
it.
Slime has
Looks like.
accepted the challenge, then
I mean, he kicked him. That's an acceptance.
Seems for
It would make
for-
people play on the gauntlet, others kick him in the balls.
I think we need some snacks for this entertainment.
I mean, he could have named a champion. He didn't do it. It is
I
within his
brought
right.
butter for everyone's enjoyment as a thanks for defending my castle.
is
Yeah,
Count
awesome,
Capet
nice
on they're on different teams. Alright. Are you using two-handers or one-handers?
I only have a one-hander.
I can give you a two-hander if you need
I'll
it.
take two-hander, my liege.
Oh,
Your-
200 is sick.
Your sword. Your sword.
Our king is very
Alright.
generous.
And your
Everyone
name.
back up, make some room. Make
Back
some room,
up,
everyone.
boys.
Make
Back
some
up.
space, nobody
step
interfere.
back.
Alright. Come down from the stage, you have no room to duel.
Hey,
there.
Ken, pull back.
Come
Come
on.
on, everyone back up. Let's make a nice circle.
I'm making
Like
sure
a,
using the stick as a measure.
Shields out.
Everyone
Like
back
a
up.
fighting ring.
Back up if you're touching
yeah,
the stick
shit,
or too
alright.
close.
Get farther, please, just in
Let's
case.
just be clear. This is a duel between technically Count Capet and Count Slam de Jam. If Count Capet wins, he will take up the title of Count of Drapand Castle, and Slam de Jam will lose his title. On the other hand, if Slam de Jam is victorious, he will take the title Champion of Vlandia. He will take the title
Pride of
Count of
Vlandia.
Merok, and he will take the title Baron of Merok. My
My liege, you switched up. It's Pride of Vlandia and Champion de Marok.
I apologize. It's really prestigious titles that
A lot of titles.
No, he gets improvements.
What about the rivers and the grasslands and the hills and the fields?
I am still Viscount of the Rivers.
I don't think he
and
offered up
Grasslands.
those ones.
I see. I just
Not
wanted to make
mine.
sure.
Alright, on the swing of my blade, we'll begin. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Begin.
Oh.
Oh.
Silence.
Nope, keep clear, people.
Silence.
Oh.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Stop touching that ST. Reclaim his title.
That
Get in
early
there.
stab might not have been enough.
Oh.
Whoa. Well, that's gonna
Oh. Oh boy.
You
Oh,
called
it's a
him Bannerman?
calamity. It's a calamity.
My boy.
My boy.
My boy.
Damn.
Fuck.
Slam. Are you okay?
He'll be
Get up, get up, Slap.
You'll wake up in the morning.
Slam, are you okay?
Do
man?
CPR.
Fine, my lord.
Slime,
I'm
I'm here.
Slain by
Alright, just use a walk it off.
Minus
Walk it off.
Ed has won the duel for honor, but he should not be granted this fief.
It-
No longer
Who said that?
warm.
Who said that?
Uh-oh.
Who said that?
Alberic.
I agree with the Baron Alberic.
Baron
God.
Alberic, step forth.
He is
This is the
on-
wounded
Not in the
tent.
game.
He's in the wounded
Queen
tent.
choice.
Here, Excel, Ken, get off my stage. Come on.
Yeah, kings only.
Here, Simon Capet, get up.
By law, by law, it is my
By
fief.
law, you've won nothing. By law, you're a barbarian.
Whoa.
Who said that?
Big words for a man who cannot back it up with the sword. That's all I'm saying.
Well, let's get some law and order here. All right, everyone, let's calm ourselves. Slam, you have been my loyal vassal for many years now. You are undoubtedly skilled with blade, even if Count Capet is maybe better. I do not wish to see you taken away from your castle, but I mean Count Capet has won the duel, which it's only fair. However, I will ensure that you are placed in a village of high regard within my own realm, and you can potentially be moved up in another location. I will see. I'll look into it just to ensure that you retain a position of high honor within this kingdom that you deserve.
Of course, sir.
My vassal. Thank you. Count Capet. You could come here and kneel.
Yes, my liege.
While some may question the authenticity of this duel, we are the Kingdom of Vlandia. It was an honorable challenge, and Slam did accept the challenge. By all regards, then, you have won the title, Count of Jopound Castle. You will be overlord to the vassals, the barons within those villages, and you will serve me directly still as a Dame Marok, which I'm sure that you're eager to do so. You've proven your skill with the blade, and no one can deny that, at least. Thank you.
My liege. Long live the fighters.
My liege, I'm looking it over. Spam and Alberic would have to pledge fealty to the now Count.
I believe is Spam here? Baron Spam?
Indeed.
Oh, he is here. My good Baron, you are going to be a vassal now of Count Capet. Do you accept?
I do accept.
Wonderful. You'll retain your village. And Baron Alberic.
If Alberic has to swear fealty, he should be allowed to challenge Capet for the title when he's better.
If Baron Alberic,
He's completely, and if he wants to send men to,
If he overcomes a cowardice, maybe yes.
Ooh.
Is it Bone Spurs? Is that it?
It seems that Baron Alberic is unable to rise out of his tent to swear fealty, and seems unwilling to do so.
Is he too weak to even bend his knee?
I will see to that Baron Alberic remains in the village for now. We will return to this issue another day. It is of minor concern at the end of the day. If
I'm more than happy to welcome him.
Well, if Thriz is happy to welcome Baron Alberic, it's up to Alberic if he wishes to move to the day tier, but I'll leave that decision up to him.
We'll discuss it another time.
Very well. That was certainly a duel. Thank you.
Of course, my lady.
Well,
there's a lot more dead bodies than before.
Yeah, I don't know how that happened. I think it's the plague spreading.
Plague is the plague.
Bad case of
too much butter.
Plague.
Too much butter.
Now the
butter was good. It did not cause this.
Is there anyone else who wishes to broach a topic?
Something brief, actually.
Of course, Baron Clargos.
I'm Baron Clargos of Turby. I'm one of the Talbots that will be leading the raid against Sea Raiders coming up in May. Just a note to all of you that given the naval nature of this operation, we will not be able to bring our horses with us. I know many of our nobility are skilled equestrians and not as practiced in foot combat. And so if that is the case for any of you, I would suggest that you start drilling with your foot troops to improve your own skills. Or with your crossbow if you're better. That's all.
Fair enough. Thank you, Baron Clargos. Baron Clargos, is that how you say it?
Yep.
Very well. Anyone else? Alright, I believe we can resume back to my topics. I am... Let's see, let me check my list real quick.
Hey, can I get an LLKD in the chat?
Holy, you might very well be able to do that.
Thank you, Ken.
Yeah, yes, of course.
This Nath guy's awesome, I think.
Nath guy is
Hey, man, you're pretty awesome too.
You eyed Nath.
All right.
Okay, Nakis.
I have a topic of extreme importance actually to the realm.
We're good to move.
Gentlemen, do your squats.
Make sure to do your squats. Run around in place if you need to. All that good stuff.
Come on, 10 squats, everybody.
My lord, I'm bored, my lord.
My
Fair
lord,
enough.
this speech doesn't have Family Guy funny clips.
I'm sorry, I forgot to install the Subway Surfer screen on the bottom part of the stage.
Do we have a carpet we can wash? A really dirty carpet?
But I do need to approach a serious topic now that we've gone past that tomfoolery. If Duke Corden could come forth.
I call.
Duke Corden. Ever since the Battle of Drumor, you've served me as a vassal when you betrayed the Battanians and took up an oath of fealty in my name. I have not forgotten this great deed of yours, in that you gave up a city of the Battanians. I mean, I guess if we can call them cities. I mean, let's all be real here. Regardless, it was a big step that you took, and I continue to appreciate that step that you made. However, in doing so, I did promise you that eventually I would name you a Duke of a city, and I did uphold my promise. You are now Duke of Carbanseth. However, in doing so, I did give you a job. I told you to bolster the numbers of your cadet branch, the De Talbots, and ensure that Carbanseth would be well maintained and well garrisoned, and that you would maintain an active fighting force. Unfortunately, in this regard, you have failed me. Your numbers are non-existent, and your house, if I can call it that, is simply still just yourself. Now, I understand that it is sometimes difficult to recruit within the Kingdom of Vlandia, but as a Duke, you have duties to maintain. And unfortunately, in your occupation of the city, you have failed me in that regard. As such, in order to bolster the defense of these territories, I am forced to make a difficult decision. And effective immediately revoke your title as Duke of Carbanseth and relocate you back to the De Talbots as a vassal of Archduke Leofric. I know that this is maybe a difficult thing for you to hear, but in ensuring that all my dukes remain of capable combat capabilities, and that they continue to serve me at every possible chance, it is only fair to all those who have also struggled for so long and are ready to take up positions of greater esteem that such availabilities are made apparent. Do you accept this decision?
I have no choice other than accept it.
That is true. I was just seeing if you commit treason or not. Yeah, you passed the test. Now, I do hope that you are able to reassert yourselves amongst the De Talbots and eventually take up titles befitting of the long service that you have done in value to this kingdom. But it appears that Carbanseth is not fated to be yours any longer. Thank you. Good sir. It is a hard pill to swallow, and one that I do not bring joy in giving out emotions, but it is sometimes what needs to be done in order to secure the capabilities of this kingdom. Now then, this leaves Carbanseth without an occupier, without a duke. I have made plans to remedy the situation and improve the capabilities of the defense of our recently conquered territories in Britannia as much as possible. Duke Swiss, I guess. Swiss. Duke Swiss. As of currently, you stand as Duke of Sargot in honor of your strength, not only with the blade, but your continued activity. I'm not demoting you, but I'm relocating you. From this day forth, you shall be Duke of Carbanseth. In doing so, I am giving you authority over Drumor Castle with Count Sweet, if Count Sweet can come forth. Count Sweet will serve as your direct vassal, as Count of Drumor, and all your vassals will be taking on a new name of your choosing. You will remain associated with the De Vilsons, but I believe that it is only right and proper that you take up your own name with your own lands to govern without the direct authority of the Archduke Vilson. You will retain full right to your villages, to your castle, and to your own title without Archduke Vilson, Archduke Alexander, being able to have any effect on your lands unless he go through you, and through you, me. Do you understand?
Yes, my liege.
I encourage you to take up a new name. If you have chosen a new name, now it may be the time to announce it.
It shall be De Gunrick.
Very well. You serve me as Duke of Carbanseth and of the Day Gunricks. Now I believe that under Drummer Castle there are, I want to say, one vassal. Let me go double check.
Just other. My good men.
Yeah, just Javert. Javert, you are going to be forced to join the House de Gunrick if you wish to retain your title as Baron of Drumar. Do you accept?
I do accept, yes.
Wonderful. Then you three, at first, shall establish the House de Gunrick. I expect you to fill your ranks as swiftly as possible to garrison all villages. Baron Pancakes, you were actually relocated very recently to somewhere else. It was kind of a quick assortment of readjusting Baron needs. But now you are aware of it, which is good. I apologize for not previously informing you. Very well.
You are now the Baron of Ormanfard, Pancakes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I wish to retain you within my service, so I gave you the site of a mighty battle.
Damn.
One of the battles of all time.
One of the battles of all time.
Truly.
Very well. Thank you, Day Gunricks. I hope to work closely with you in the future. But that does leave another opening because Suisse, as being relocated, is giving up his title as a Duke of Sargot. As such, it is only proper that a Dave Wilson fit this role and emerge as a Duke. So if I could get Count Nath to come forward. Count Nath, how long have you been serving me? Do you recall your first battle?
My first battle was against the Azurai of January in last year.
That was a long time ago. It was, I believe, the second battle of our kingdom, and the first formally that was for territorial stakes because Pendrick was a little weird. But your continued loyalty and activity shall now be rewarded. You've served me as a count for a very, very, very long time, and as such, I only see it suitable that you are now promoted to Duke of Sargot and vassal of Archduke Alexander. Everyone could give a round of applause for the new Duke.
Congratulations!
Here!
Congratulations.
Well, at least someone I
Duke
can
Nath.
tolerate.
Cheers!
Thank you, my king. I'm very honored. And I'll make Sargot one of the most prosperous cities in the kingdom. You have my word.
I am certain you shall. Thank you.
The king will hear of your bravery.
We're gonna found another Sargot in the north. It's gonna be the best Sargot.
It's gonna be Sunor.
Sunor.
Sunor, the underground city of the Clargy.
Truly the greatest city, the world's desire.
Now then, I have a very complicated subject to approach, and that is the assortment of battle. As some of you may know, well, actually, many of you actually probably don't. The Kingdom of Vlandia has been operating on a rotational basis, almost kind of, for our borders. I had struck a deal with Archduke Leofric and Archduke Alexander that they would both take command over certain battles for certain enemies. It was meant to be a deal that would go forth for Archduke Alexander and the Dave Wilsons handling the West and the Azurai, while Archduke Leofric would deal with the Battanians and the Sturgians. However, this has kind of fallen apart because we no longer border the West, and as such, the deal cannot remain in place as all parties can no longer be placated. As such, it is ultimately up to me to ensure that our commanders and the operational structure of the kingdom remains updated for the current borders. I do want to mention that Crown Prince Thriz, as Archduke of, I suppose is no longer the Golden Coast, well, it might be, you'll have to decide if you want to rename the region or not, is going to be, as my heir, being prepared to eventually take my place as the overall commander for the Kingdom of Vlandia. Which, it is going to be a long process, and it's not like I'm going to, simply no longer lead battles to prepare Thriz in that process. I still plan to be the most active portion of our command structure in every way, shape, and form. However, I do need to adjust this command structure to ensure that all my potential leaders are given a fair shot at leading, which I'm sure you all understand. There's a title that the operational capability of the title is kind of complicated because there is a marshalhood that Archduke Leofric holds, but it is a little complicated because the marshalhood is now divided between. For now, it was 2 people, but with Reyes being added, it's a whole different process. I have some ideas for how to remedy the situation, but ultimately, I would like to give a bit of an open floor to everyone, because I believe that it is important that the Kingdom of Vlandia operates as one, and together to determine who has the right to lead certain battles, who should be given a fair chance to lead other battles, and how to integrate new commanders into the structure when need be. I am open to any suggestions from anyone for how to broach this topic. If anyone wishes to speak, I will give the floor to you, Luke, to start.
I think the first question we need to ask is, what are you looking for the command structure in the battlefield? Is it just the cavalry and the infantry commander, or are you looking to do more than that? That's part of
the issue with the cav and infantry command is that the current structure is that I'm the overall commander of each battle, right? But I'm also cav commander. And as cav commander, I give breathing room to Archduke Leofric and Archduke Alexander to command the infantry and follow my orders. However, that is also a layer of communication that, when it comes down to decisive moments, it can complicate situations, which has worked in the past for many battles, to be sure. But I want to know if that is something that, because I understand that there have been people talking about certain ways that we can handle command. I do not know how the vassals would prefer battles to be led, but it is a system that I want to approach as one, as a faction, rather than as king, me just making a decision just straightforward. That is kind of my goal here.
If I can speak, I say we elect lieutenants for each battle. So that, because I've noticed in the last battle that about 20 different people were giving orders instead of just yourself and your commanders.
There was a lot of talking, yes, during the last battle. I saw some complaints even during the chat during the last battle that there was a lot of voices speaking, which was a shame, to be sure, and not one that I particularly blame on even anyone at all. If anything, it was my duty to maintain cohesion among the VC, and I unfortunately fell short, and that is a contributing factor to the complications of our last battle, which I'm sure to remedy. But if Slam de Jam wishes to speak, I will happily hear him out.
So, as many of you may know, we are often considered a more reactive faction during battles, which can suit us to a point, but not how we sort of divide our manpower in the battles themselves. I know that we used to try to focus more on cavalry and infantry more than anything else, but due to our more reactive and defensive nature, if we're going to embrace that kind of thing, we might need to actually branch out and maybe put more focus on our crossbows as opposed to just merely focusing on infantry and cavalry. Especially since, from what I've noticed, our cavalry doesn't exactly excel in anti-cavalry kind of fights, and more so are suited for more shock cavalry kind of situations to attack infantry.
Of course.
So because of that, if we're going to remain defensive, unless we fundamentally restructure how we go about battles, then we might need to focus more so on crossbows. And as I've seen some people mention today, I think we might actually need a crossbow commander for that reason.
Sure, that was a joke.
My main concern with crossbow commander is that if you have a crossbow commander and an infantry commander and a cav commander, now we have 3 voices, right? And it can make it very hard for even each individual leader to get orders done in moments of critical situations. For example, let's say the Sturgians are charging the infantry, right? The crossbow commander will want to say, guys, let's run back so we don't get hit. The infantry commander will want to say, guys, stand firm so that we can actually fight them. And the cav commander will be saying, guys, get to the fight so we can support the infantry. When you have all 3 of them doing the exact, like in a very dense time frame, having to give those orders, it is very hard. Even with 2, it's hard, but with 3, it's even more difficult. That's a concern of mine with the crossbow commander.
That's
As
why
we
I'm
do right
suggesting-
now, I mean,
That's why
we
I'm
already-
suggesting lieutenants.
Yeah, that is one of my issues, that we already kind of currently do that, which I don't really see as beneficial.
No, commanders and lieutenants are different levels. You can assign the commanders to give the orders, and assign lieutenants for where that specific group can gather around.
Assign
You already
lieutenants.
have banner boys. So.
There's already a banner. That is
Yeah.
mostly just the job of the infantry to coalesce there.
I don't have
Yeah.
any rank currently, but I have a way you could go around that.
I should Zach Atria.
Yeah, I can
That's awesome.
shout out something that I personally use, but you may not want to do, is you separate the 3 VCs and then you talk to all 3 commanders through TeamSpeak, and then you disseminate that information down to each group. That way there's no
Unfortunately,
overspeaking.
yeah, the structure of the CCs, I don't really get to pick. I mean, I guess I could bring up the fact if I wanted multiple VCs, but it would be an endeavor because no one else does it, and it would be.
And we usually have people needing to switch between rounds, and because alt tabbing in Bannerlord is unstable to say the least, it would be a bit of people crashing between fucking rounds.
Plus, we have randoms and our allies who join us.
Yeah, I think Clargos here is we would be better off trying to better centralize command. Definitely not adding a crossbow commander, but the cav commander and the infantry commander being 2 different unit commanders is a bit. It causes our communication issues.
Yes.
I think having one of those 2 commanders be the actual designated commander and the other just relays information from that unit to the actual commander. So the infantry commander either relays it to the cavalry commander, or more likely the cavalry commander relays information to the infantry commander, who then makes the call.
Who then makes the decision. Yeah. I can see value in that, certainly.
Personally, I think if we're going to do that, I think we should focus. The infantry should be the main leader then, because they're always going to see
the most present.
Yeah.
I'd like to see how many people agree with this, just as a whole. Just trying to formalize the main commander being the infantry commander. And then
I would also agree with that. It's just that I know that you are normally cavalry, Jam.
Yeah, I mean, I could easily transition.
Yeah, so I do agree that the infantry commander should absolutely be the primary commander.
I'd like to hear the opinions of my archdukes, first and foremost, Thriz, Boyd, and Alex as well.
I think since you are the main commander, you should be leading the infantry ideally, because it gives more cohesion. And if you want to delegate commanding, you should delegate to the CAF. Like you put either Leofric or Alexander on CAF, and like you have a certain directive for the CAF, and they just like try to group the CAF around where you
Yeah.
So what I was saying, where you could cut off the need of communications, is by standardizing SOPs with your counts and dukes, or those that would be in charge of your smaller groups, so they know exactly what you need without you exactly saying it. So
I could designate smaller groups of individuals to be more focused in on certain groups of the army. That would be so instead of making individual callouts each event for like, you guys take more pikes, you guys take more crossbows. It would be like specific groups.
That you being infantry, you could easily stay on cav, but you're literally one of the best players in CC.
Yeah.
But the thing is, you being also the head of the strategy, you not only need to focus on killing, but also the strategy aspect.
Yeah, so it takes away from
but not exactly engaging. You're able to see the battlefield and how it's shifting and how you need your army to change to it. So you could stay on horseback, but near your infantry to raise morale, for one.
Yeah, some good old morale boost.
And 2, you can also see further out in the battlefield and be able to move around to see what needs to happen.
Yeah, I can see the value in leading from cav, but directing the infantry. But I do want to hear from from Boyd and Alex on this idea. Either one wants to speak first.
I think, and it might be a controversial opinion, I do agree that infantry is the backbone of the Vlandian formation, but at the same time, you also get a lot more kills on cavalry.
That is true.
I don't think the issue necessarily is... We definitely shouldn't decentralize. We don't have to centralize too much more, But we do have to find a happy balance in which we don't have constant screaming in the voice chat and contradiction of orders. We've lost rounds, even in like the last CC, we've lost rounds because you say one thing, because you're trying to wrangle the infantry and the cav at the same time, which you shouldn't be doing. And then somebody else calls out something contradictory, and we end up getting fucked. And that loses us CCs, it loses battles, people die. So regardless of what we choose to do, you need to pick somebody that you can 100% trust to make calls that our infantry can follow, and people that can ensure that your orders are being properly put forward. Whether you're at the head of the cavalry or head of the infantry, we just need to make sure that we're actually getting the same orders.
I see. Blade?
I agree with Alex, actually. The biggest issue I've had in the past, and there were rounds where we lost, and there were rounds we still managed to pull out victorious, in both the previous Sturgian event, the one before that one, and the Battanian event. There were multiple times where we would give out contradictory orders.
True.
And also happened, I believe, at the Azurai event at least twice, where you and Alex had contradictory orders. So in every instance, every battle I can think of, there was at least one round where something happened where there was some level of contradiction going on.
Just comes down to different reactions to certain things the enemy are doing, and where. Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that the command structure can work on is working together and focusing our plans.
Yeah, I think one of the big issues that we're always going to have is you're the constant, consistent peg, my king, my liege. Right. Whereas the commander under you changes. And you are never ever going to be able to tell what the commander under you is going to do if you don't consistently lead with that person. So I would say that you need to pick somebody, whether it be an archduke or anybody else, that consistently leads the other formation, so that you can build a rapport with that individual and you can figure out exactly what the doctrine is and what the standard operating procedure is. Because I'm going to react to a charge differently than Leofric is. And Leofric is going to react much differently than Thriz is. And by God, Thriz will probably react different than Capet. God forbid he ever leads anything.
So a field marshal.
You need a marshal that you can trust to lead consistently, every battle, all the time, until the time comes that you want someone else to lead.
Certainly.
I see.
I don't care who it is. I just want it to be consistent.
The issue with making it consistent, evidently, is that, there are multiple archdukes, and to pick one is to tell the other one that you have been, removed from the command structure, and that is not exactly something I want to do.
This is
try and
hard decisions. It might very well be your cross to bear.
I also actually have a thought on that, is that only having one designated marshal under Jam is that our command structure gets stale, and then as soon as we have a CC where that other person can't make it by any chance, we now have inexperienced commanders to take over under Jam.
That is true.
Rotating out our dukes and whatnot is better, which is why I think it's better if we just have a unified sort of structure that we default to, rather than trying to make it so that we just have Jam and one other person in perfect sync. Because as soon as that other person is unavailable, or Jam is unavailable, that falls apart.
I think there's value in growing the leadership capabilities of multiple people, as Karga said, to try and. But I do also see the value in building a rapport. That is a problem. Also, we are running out of time, so I'm going to reset the map. Give me a second. Feel free to kill each other. You have a very slim opportunity.
If I may, okay, and I know I'm only a Baron, but I'd like to also address one issue I noticed, not just with the last CC, but with a few of them.
Sure.
So I noticed that sometimes when orders are given, they're not given directly. It's never move to the left side of that rock. It's always, okay, follow me, move around here, move around here. I think the orders need to be given precise. I think the orders need to be given precisely and like very concisely, especially if we're moving somewhere and our victory relies on us actually getting there quickly. We can't afford to dilly-dally and give more complex commands.
I think that's mostly not an issue. I see why, because your last battle was against Sergio, where it was a bit more of an issue, simply because there wasn't a lot of very viable, it was hard to identify concrete parts of the terrain when it was a bunch of island rocks, and you know, it was a little difficult in that scenario at least. But I do see the value in even in those situations when there isn't that many landmarks to be more precise in giving orders. So I do appreciate the advice nonetheless.
Right.
You guys can move closer though. You guys are very far away.
If I may, I think
course.
there's only one man here who would be a good marshal, and I think that is Alexander de Wilson.
Well,
Surely not biased at all.
surely not biased.
Personally, I think that
I
would be
think
the
the
best.
Marshall has been mine since the beginning, and I've retained it.
My
We're going to
king,
go there.
Well,
Can I suggest a
The
marshal?
immediate consequences of
revenge.
suggesting a static marshal.
Can I suggest a marshal, my king? Should we allow for Dick Tablet, please? Thank you.
See, this is ultimately the problem. If I name one marshal, and let's be clear, it would probably either be Leofric or Wilson, then it's either the Talbots or the Wilsons who are disenfranchised at the end of the day.
I think it should also be recognized that medieval kings did appoint marshals, and that didn't necessarily mean they outranked someone else, but rather they were just more proficient in the duty of war.
That is true.
Doesn't really
But-
change the social situation within Vlandia.
It does not, unfortunately.
All anybody wants to do here is win battles. I mean,
Exactly.
that is the point of the Karate campaign, is for us to unify as a faction, ensure that we have the
And-
best command possible, and
And
beat our
then win
enemies.
battles.
Yeah. If you care
But
more
the
about
issue
the
is
house
that
of the leader than winning the battle, you
Both
have a
my
problem.
commanders have won battles and lost battles. That is like Leofric.
something-
I took
Yeah.
Carbenseth with.
Just to throw out
I
there.
took
Then appoint
Sturgeon's
both.
Ditties with.
You know,
Something
rotate.
that could be done is possibly one of the archdukes could host small inside skirmishes / trainings against each other, and then
See, the last time there was an interior skirmish, it escalated to a degree of, well,
Well, not really. I just had to beat Rabble down twice.
well, how did it go so far? I seem to recall the battle Hormondford being pretty close.
Not close
If I may, I do have one suggestion that it might not solve the whole problem. It might ease the crown's burden in some way for picking a marshal. Here's my idea. Instead of having one sole marshal for all time, for each battle and campaign we march to, the king will pick the marshal for that specific
That
campaign instead.
It
It could be any of
essentially
the
what we're
archdukes.
already doing now.
Oh, balls.
It,
alright.
it is similar, but I don't exactly pick. It's kind of well, I suppose I did pick the way in which the current structure is made, but it is, yeah, it is undoubtedly a complicated decision to make at any level. I do want to centralize the command more so that conflicting orders are no longer an issue, but I also want to give my leaders an equal opportunity to try and grow themselves and their abilities. This is kind of an issue that is unique to Vlandia, as no other faction exactly even has so many people willing and able to lead that they have to pick between leaders, which is undoubtedly a complicated decision to make.
Yeah.
But let me think.
Even other factions look to our leaders. I'll be leading the Northern Cavalry tomorrow.
Ah, lovely.
Seriously? Wow.
No way.
You sound surprised, Luke.
That's awesome.
I just thought that they had their own commanders. That's why I'm surprised.
They do.
They are our vassals, so it makes sense.
Well, they're not our vassals.
You can't say that. You can't say that. Do not write that down.
We're never gonna live that
Oh,
down.
we have freedom of
speech here.
Write it down right now. Junior partners.
No, there are good and equal
steadfast
allies.
Yep.
Equal
Count pay if you wish to
And they
speak.
just so happen to
I-
recognize.
Silence.
You can't silence
Let
me.
the count speak. Unless you want to do them.
I suggest that our king uses the CC Patreon to buy himself a second monitor.
Oh.
And then have the infantry commander stream to this second monitor. So our king can
That's actually genius. That's actually genius.
That's genius.
Hey.
Can you stop losing time, please?
Oh, God, shut up. Okay.
Yeah, okay. So,
What
on
the
to
fuck is a
actual
CC
business, please,
Patreon?
perhaps.
Do you not know that there's a CC Patreon that you can now pay? You can pay them money to run the server. Please
Well, I
remember
know
to
there's a CC
please
Patreon.
direct your funds
I was
immediately.
embezzling it with
Download it.
Pastor when you were in your mother's fucking stomach.
Wait, I thought that's what we pay taxes.
Wait, you're corrupt.
Who isn't?
Go.
Are we not?
Good.
Wait.
Interesting question.
Well,
I'm
that's
just saying. I believe that I believe King Arthur should take the title of Marshal for himself, and then appoint a field commander for a temporary period of 2 weeks each time there's an event.
All right. We can try and limit our choices a bit based on just personal feelings. If you believe that Vlandian should only have one sole commander who typically operates under me, then don't do it yet, but type 1 in the chat. And if you believe that we should try and retain this rotating system where different commanders get different opportunities at different times to try and generate growth amongst them, then type 2. All right. This isn't a holding vote. It's just a vote to me to get everyone's opinions. All right. Let's see. Make sure you get your vote in.
I put in a 2 for Phoenix
All right, thank
because
you.
you said he was.
Thanks, man.
Alrighty. Let's see.
No, Capet.
I will count.
I'm just voting for my grandparents, man.
You will count. I thought you were king.
6.
Stop the count.
ASMR.
All right. I think we're around 14 for a soul marshal and 10 for interchanging marshals. Unless we do have 28 people here though, which means some of you did not vote. But that's.
Did you vote, Cake?
Vote or die.
I did not vote. That's true. So it's 27.
The plague.
They're 26 now because of the death of that one. I do notice that both Arch2 Alexander and Arch2 Cleophas both voted 1. Which
I could only wonder why.
Wow,
that's crazy.
That's crazy.
We're never going to reach a point
Listen,
where
man,
we're never going to fix our problem unless we actually breach the subject that has been under the wraps for the last year. Eventually, it does have to be either me or Archduke Leofric that takes the position by your side. I think now is a time where we hurt feelings and just get it done.
I thought that was Thriz that took that spot.
Thriz is Crown Prince.
No, I don't mean sexually. I mean leading.
Well, I don't think that's happening either.
Okay, buddy.
I don't know what they get up to in the Vilson lands, but
you guys don't kiss your homies. Your barons goodnight.
Your cousins goodnight.
that only happens near Carpensa.
Sweet home, Sargot.
The only other idea that I kind of have is to delegate the ability of the clan leader whose land is being attacked to choose who wants to be the marshal for that event and help me, which would typically just align with the clan leaders, because assumably the clan leaders would want to lead for their own territory to defend it. That would kind of be like our current system, but it would change depending on certain.
I would ask if we do appoint a sole marshal, we are probably also going to need to make sure we have at least one backup.
Yes, we will need a backup. That would
I
just probably
actually
be.
have a thought on that.
Yeah, sure. If you wanna speak.
So, we could do a soul marshal primarily, but then if battles are going particularly well and you feel confident, we could consider using that as a chance. We could have a designated backup that you can say, hey, handing secondary commander to some other person that you want to train up during battles where we're confident that we have enough of an upper hand that we can go for that. It's it might be a balance between both that, and it lets us have our the third in case you or the designated commander is unavailable.
That is true.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, just like if we're up like 6-0, we could try and swap in someone else.
Yeah, that way we got people like Thriz, Sweet. I don't know who Blade would choose, whatever Blade chooses.
Well, okay. I have one idea. Just to try and maybe test run it. We are currently at a position where we ended our last rotation of fighting our enemies, which means that we fought all of our current borders 3 times. So we're going into the next kind of queue, if that makes sense to all of you who maybe don't think about the CC and the rotations that much. But that does give us a chance to potentially trial run both candidates. We could do a trial run of Alex and then a trial run of Blade as the sole marshal for all matchups in each one. So this would be a process that would take a year, where each one would lead for all 3 battles, and then the next one would lead for all 3 battles. And then we would compare the results of those battles to then make a decision for the future for who would be the next sole marshal, which undeniably would put a bit of pressure on both of them for performance in those battles and just the general situation for them. But it would be, in my opinion, the fairest way to determine a permanent marshal out of the 2. I'm more than willing to hear from both of them about this.
Maybe they should both step forward so we can see.
Yeah, because both want to, move up.
That's a suggestion. It doesn't take into account things like diplomacy, the matchup.
No, it does not.
Basically, what would happen is whoever is selected first is going to get royally fucked because of how bad our diplomacy is.
I mean, I've kind of done the calculations for diplomacy in the future. It should not be that bad. I'm pretty sure it's going to be okay.
Should not be that bad.
I actually think it's quite equal. All things
I'm mostly joking. But
I think our diplomacy is kind of stabilized.
I think putting off the situation for a year is a bit of a rough one, but if that's what you want to do, I bend the knee as always to my king.
I mean, it is kind of pushing it back, but it would also just be trial runs for both of you to lead.
We've had trial runs. We've been going for the last year and a half. We've seen,
right, but they haven't been considered formal trial runs, and both of you have had successes and failures. That's the crux of the issue.
Hey, Leifric, were you trying those last few battles? I was trying mine. I think he knows what we can do. He's microphone.
You want to go again? You had a 5v3. We blew our diplomacy over to help you win the Azrai, and you still lost us that. If you're gonna fight about it,
wow, he's being mean.
Well,
you can either accept the king's decision and make no comment, or you can bring up every little detail of every battle for the last year.
He brought us up to talk about it. The only reason we're bringing the idea up of a sole marshal is because somebody isn't pulling their weight, because the king can't trust him to lead in battle. If we want to get petty about it, we can get petty about it.
Well, I don't think that's how.
I don't think that's how it works. I think it was a case of you constantly whining to take command, and then when we finally give it to you...
How about we...
If I may speak, my king.
Go ahead, Baron.
I think this is a prime example why neither should have the position. The Vilsons and the Talbots have been at each other's throats, and it has torn apart this kingdom, and it's slaughtered the peasantry, aka our cash cows. So, I think it's best that for now we move away from Vilsons and Talbots, at least their leaders, and see about new blood. Or maybe one's loyal to the king, like in Daemeric or the newly established House of Fritz.
Yeah, weren't we talking about getting Thriz in the leading saddle anyway? Maybe if we're going to trial someone.
Thriz is a good candidate.
Yeah,
I agree.
It's a diplomatic candidate.
He is a diplomatic
It sounds
candidate.
reasonable.
And would give...
Guys. Well, I appreciate the compliments, but I don't know if it would be wise to just throw me,
he is not battle tested as a commander.
Right.
It perhaps would be thrown, but either way, from what I've seen from the Vilsons and Talbots, they can both be excellent commanders, but their inner conflict has clouded both their judgment and ability, and I think we should go in a different direction. At least until they settle their disputes once and for all, and not through violence.
I unfortunately doubt that the dispute will ever be resolved in full.
Find out next time on Vlandian Civil War 2.
They could
could
hug.
They could hug.
We've done the song and dance before,
we've
guys.
done this before.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly.
The issue that has always plagued the Kingdom of Vlandia is that I think when Archduke Leofric leads battles, we make mistakes, and when he thinks that when I lead, we make mistakes. It's either one of us or neither of us.
Was it not you that lost to the devilishly handsome previous Sultan?
Yeah, and then I killed him.
And then
you can forget about that. If you're going to bring that up.
And then Talbot lost to the Sturgians. You both have victories and you both have defeats.
Well, yeah. Again, nobody's arguing this. There are pros and cons to both sides. It's a matter of who the king decides to stick. Again, I just want things to be centralized. That's what the people voted in favor of centralization.
That is true.
Either we pick somebody or we don't. This shouldn't be, I don't know, this shouldn't be as dramatic as it is. I just want things to be fixed, but things are very clearly not getting fixed.
Well,
there's an obvious command flaw.
I believe that. It is a difficult decision, but I do think that my trial run idea is potentially the most diplomatic solution that I can possibly think of, other than just outright picking one of you right now and disenfranchising the other. I think it's only fair to the kingdom as a whole that the commander that is chosen is the one who excelled on the field of battle the most during this period and brought about us the most victories. So I think I will do the trial run and establish you both for a full rotation as my full marshal, but then we will take into consideration the battle itself and its outcome, but we'll also consider, you know, I think the diplomacy and you know, the maps maybe, and you know, the quieter parts of
the randoms.
The randoms.
Plan.
That is probably the best decision that I can make if both of you are fine with testing out this new system.
I bend to your word, my king. Whatever you choose to do, regardless of my feelings about it, I will abide by.
Very well. And Archduke Leofric?
If that's what you want, fine. I'll do what you want. But I'll take the first round. Since, you know, that's the worst of the two. And Alex needs to look as good as he possibly can.
Shall the king choose?
Hey, buddy, what happened to Drumar?
Okay. We don't need
What
to
happened
go
against
there.
Yazra again? I'm
We don't
sorry.
need to go there.
Moving
Come
on.
here.
Moving
Come here.
on.
I'm gonna. Here. I am just gonna flip a coin.
Maybe a dual French
I
edition.
I have a physical coin and I can flip.
Oh my god.
Who wants to call what? What coin do you guys want? I can use a loony. I can use a toonie.
You gotta go Toonie.
Dime!
I have a dime.
Oh, you can't do that.
Come on, man! You gotta use
I have a nickel.
Use the loony.
That's American bias.
Canada will dominate the Vlandian.
What do you guys think? The good old dime or a good old
Era.
I mean, I feel like it should be. I feel like a loony is the more.
I mean, it's the most Canadian one.
It's the most Canadian. Everyone knows what a loony is. All right.
I don't. Go ahead.
It's a $1 coin.
Looney Toonie.
All right, we're gonna use a loony. All right. He wants to call it. Actually, I'll. All right.
Call it.
Wade, what do you want?
Heads.
Heads. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Alex,
I'll
you'll
pick tails.
Yeah, you'll be tails then. All right. Let's do this.
Oh my god, his nose fucking clear goes.
Say something.
All right. The result is the goose. I think that's tails.
That is tails.
Call it think. What do you mean? I think.
What do you mean? Goose?
Yeah, there's a queen.
Yeah, well,
the queen is the head.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There's
know.
a queen on the other side. That's a head. Yeah.
The head is the queen. The loon is the head.
All right.
Let's see if the goose gets cooked.
You have a woman on your money.
Or if the goose
For the next rotation, Archduke Alexander will be Marshal. And then when the rotation is done, Blade will take back up the title of Marshal, and he'll have a fair shot. Then by the end, we will reconvene, and we will make the final decision. This is probably the most diplomatic solution that we could have come to, I believe.
I did want to ask, regardless of deciding who the marshal is, we do still kind of need to address the plans for order of battle going forward. Whether or not the marshal is going to be, like, whether we have a cavalry commander and an infantry commander, or an infantry
I will speak with both when it is their time of the rotations, and I believe that we should try me being on the infantry and the other one on the cav, just to see how that plays out. But I'm down to still be on cav or the overall commander and all of that. So I will talk to them when is their turn and for each battle. But yeah, I believe we are settled here for now.
Awesome.
Thank you both. I understand that you know, not the easiest decision to make, but I think it's one that will eventually work towards a more concrete solution to for the faction as a whole. But what else? Let me look at my notes. Did I forget anything? Carvanseth, we did Carvanseth. We did Nath, we did Luke. Oh, right, the islands. We own islands off the coast of Jaraz. They don't really do anything, but Thriz asked me very nicely, and you know, I'll give him the islands as a nice gift for the house state here, and just to kind of formalize, you know, everyone kind of having their own
They
region.
gave his ass to Pirate Islands. He's so fucked.
Congratulations, Crown Prince Thriz, on your islands.
Your heir is about to get kidnapped by pirates. The ransom
generous.
is massive.
Who are these people punching each other in the back? Oh my god.
I got
They're fucking
Silence,
annoying,
let
bro.
Bloody, yeah.
Would have been nice if you let me
Tell
know.
them to fucking stop it.
Well, you know,
I would just
IQT,
like to say he attacked me first.
the islands, they don't do much of anything to be completely honest.
But are they even connected to a territory, or?
They're connected to Charaz, I believe. Like, if we lose Charaz, we lose the island. So, I mean, it kind of only makes sense to, you know, put them under the guy who owns Charaz.
True.
But, unless anyone has any other topics, I'm more than willing to hear it anybody at this point.
I have one minor issue that must be brought up.
Oh, yeah. Yep, of course, Duke Nath.
After becoming Duke of the city of Sargot, naturally, I relinquish my holding on the county of Tallyville. Tallyville has a very important castle. It marks the southern border with Britannia, and now it is without a count. I believe now would be a good time to appoint a count to that position. Thank you, my king.
That is true. Tallyville is without a proper owner. That is under the De Vilsons. So I suppose, if Archduke Alexander has any suggestions for the title right now, then I could go through with it. Or if you want to wait, it's I'll leave that up to you.
I think out of all of the people in House de Vilson who have been here for a long time and have been without castle, one person who's served the country, the king, very faithfully, is Sumar Lethi.
That is true.
Assuming he would be willing to, I do. Assuming he would be willing to stand in front of king and country and take an oath that he will defend and uphold the rights of the peasantry and the people that he is now sworn to protect, he would be a wonderful count.
Very well.
I will be nice enough.
That's good enough. We love feudalism, baby.
Sumar, how long have you been a baron? This is gonna hurt me to hear, but just tell me.
A year, something like that.
Oh, jeez.
So.
Well, it's probably about time.
Yeah, probably.
Congratulations on your promotion to Talville Castle. I hope that you remain as count of this castle for a long time in honor of the service that you have done for this kingdom, and that you treat your barons and your peasants and everyone else who is under you with the respect that Vlandians deserve. Is what I'll say.
Your peasants.
Of course.
Nope. Just don't be Ferroc and you'll be fine.
Don't be Ferroc. Alright. Raise your sword or else I'm gonna hit you in the head. Congratulations. You're now Count of Talville.
Hooray!
Wonderful. Is there anyone else?
I have a dumb topic.
I am all for dumb topics.
So we all know Volgier sucks, right?
No, it's a great class.
They're okay.
Yeah.
And we give them this axe.
The two-handed axe.
We can't afford it. We can't afford it.
Good idea.
Too much money.
You know, I'll
They're
look
expensive.
I'll look into the supply chains. Oh, how about that? See what I can come up with.
They're expensive, to be honest.
Yeah,
Thank you, Belize.
they're expensive. Was there anyone else?
If Baron Pancakes may have the floor.
Of course.
I believe that one of the biggest reasons we lose most fights is because the skirmishers, or those not listening to the command, is our biggest problem. We need someone dedicated, one person dedicated to extending those orders to those not in the VC, those not listening to the king or his deputies.
Yep. That is that's a good suggestion. I don't think I have a formal person, but I know Luke has been doing it in the past. Yeah, so I mean, I'm more than happy to give Luke that formal job as the typing guy to give orders.
Because
Come the scribe.
Lose is because a large portion of our force isn't listening.
Well,
I mean, they might not listen to orders
to be
type
fair.
either unless something like they get the admin message saying, hey, I'm the designated, tribe for the Vlandian team.
We have what? We had like 30 people here. We're down to like 27 right now, but that's a lot of people for being one team burn event. And during events, it's probably even more, to be honest with you. So that combined with our allies, which is usually the North Empire, Khuzaits, usually another one, we have I would say a pretty safe, probably 50 people, 50, 60 people that are regulars that are usually on our team. And that's about the same for the other team. So it's not exactly an issue that is plaguing us to a absurd degree, but I certainly agree that we do need more, like just a bit, like more effort, just on the typing front. I don't think it's going to be the difference between victory and defeat, but I think it's certainly a good step to take. But yeah, if Luke is willing, then I'm more than happy to. I can give you some title or something. I'll think of something.
Battle scribe.
Battle scribe.
Oh, yep, I've been doing it already. No reason not to continue.
I guess scribe is kind of that title in a way. Yeah. Is there anyone else? I'm out. On my end.
Liege, if I may.
Of course, Baron Javert.
Today I have heard quite a lot of Rodok slander. As an ethnic Rodok myself, I must say, if any of you have anything to say, you may say it to my blade.
Rodoks fucking suck. You're stinky.
Oh, no.
You don't bathe.
Bitch!
Oh my order! Fuck you, fuck Rodok.
Peace.
This is for our North Vlandians out there, buddy.
Alright, so.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Alright, my lord, I may have something. If
Yes.
possible. Fucking magic. Apologies, I probably should have said this earlier, but first off, I'd like to thank all of you for your service in the anti-banditry campaign recently. It was a great victory. We did great service there, and death to more bandits in the upcoming months. Specifically with those bastard raiders. But, along with this, for my two village lords, first up, I'd like to thank you, and... sorry, one, since the Kingslayer is gone, unfortunately. In light of that, Javert, I would like to allow you to potentially appoint Gallios de Gaunt to the secondary castle, secondary village for Drumor, if you are willing. May you step forth, if possible?
You are dead! Take them now!
Would he be willing to take up service for the village?
My son is quite a dedicated warrior to the kingdom. I am quite certain he would accept.
Well, that is excellent. If that is all, thank you very much. He will be of great service. God bless Vlandia. Long live King Durthert. Oh, and one more thing. Where's Count Capet? Where is he? Yeah,
There
you,
he is.
Capet. Champion of Vlandia, huh? Uh-oh. Come here. Come here.
Oh.
Come here.
Kick his ass.
Two-handed or one-handed? What'll it be?
Axe is also an option.
Square up.
Give this man an axe.
Give this man an axe right now.
Hey, what are you offering up in return, though, Swiss? I mean, you can't just like challenge him for the title. There's got to be like a trade.
I will give you a champion of House State Gunrick if you win.
Ooh.
Wow.
That's a
So that's doubling your income, you know.
Big title.
Big title. Well, Capet, do you accept the challenge? We cannot.
That sounds
hear
like a
you.
yes.
We cannot hear you currently if you're speaking.
Oh yeah, whoopsie daisies.
My name is
My liege, whoopsie daisies.
Fair enough. Are you ready to go?
All
I'm going to take my title as Baron of Horsiger.
Not Baron of Horsiger. Oh,
I just thought
He is not Baron
You do
of
not
Horsiger.
legitimately hold the title of Baron of Horsiger.
well, that's what I'm
You're not
putting
a
out.
Talbot.
So
Alright, let's get this over with. 3, 2, 1, go ahead, buddies.
Fuck him up, Swiss.
Fuck him up!
Get him,
Go back
Swiss.
to your stupid fucking helmet.
Ooh.
Ooh.
First damage.
Some space people.
Ooh. Ooh. This is an intense fight.
More weight, more weight.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, big,
first
big hit,
blood.
big hit.
A
You know, if
cheeky
you punch
jab.
him 100 times, he'll die.
Bro, oh shit.
Come on, Vil.
Cape might just win the war of attrition.
Get him, Swiss. Wilson
Oh, that's not good.
Oh my.
Oh, he
Oh.
won with a kick. Go on, Swiss. You're
Good
stronger
job,
than that.
Oh.
A
Oh,
lucky hit. Very good.
Oh. Double block.
hey, can one of
Oh.
you? There we go.
Yeah.
That's the way, Swiss.
Well,
Dang.
congratulations, West.
I'm not Baron of Horsiger anymore.
Good job, Swiss.
Yeah, I'm getting Dave.
You know, Aurora, buddy.
You know what? I'm a rival claimant for that title now. All right.
Fair enough.
See, the X is a good idea for the vulture.
I guess I have two minor topics that I can approach before we close out. I see Callum's here. If you want to approach,
Come on, fisticuffs. Come on.
Okay.
Callum.
Okay.
Good old
Go
Callum Day Talbot.
Where is this
Here,
man?
come here. Callum, you have served me very long and very loyally, and I think longer than many other people here can claim. But unfortunately, during the last activity test, you did not type in a message, so your castle was automatically revoked, which is something that you're aware of right now. I believe that Archduke Leofric has made it apparent that he is putting it up to this next battle tomorrow between the Imperials for you to regain your title. I'm just curious if you can confirm or not whether you will be there for the battle tomorrow. If you need to type, that's fine as well.
He will.
Wait.
Okay, very well. So long as that does occur, I just wanted to confirm that I will happily reappoint you as Count of, I believe, Turby Castle?
Turby
As long as
Castle.
as long as you fight. Here, thank you. And, Zach H, if you wanted to approach. You know, it's been a while since you've shown your face here in the Kingdom of Vlandia, ever since your treachery by fighting with some of our enemies. But, I just wanted to offer...
A mercenary makes good money.
You know, that's fair, but I do want to offer that if you want to more formally rejoin the kingdom, I would happily grant you a title somewhere. But, you know, you'd have to stop your mercenary ways, of course.
Very well, very well.
I will see to it that you're awarded a barony sometime soon. And then maybe you can move up from there at some point in time. In order, as long as you, you know, prove faithful to the kingdom.
It does sound fit, and I shall fight for the king.
Very well. It's good to have you back. Now, is there anything else? Let me just double check. Who was Calvin Key Compton?
No idea.
I'm a butter farmer, my lord.
How do you farm butter?
Well, I have many cows.
Oh, the cows.
It's called having a dairy, buddy.
Hey, I'm a butter farmer.
Well, butter farmer Calvin Key Compton. Do you know? I assume you know what the Colorado campaign is, or else you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, I've been here for the last several events.
Well, if you wanted to join any of our houses and get a village, I would happily accept you as a Marok. Or you could be joining the Gunrig, or a
As we know, Horsker is unoccupied.
Horsiger is unoccupied, it's true.
So if you want to make your pick, maybe today, of whose house you want to join, then
I hear you can make horses
Give you the
with
floor.
butter. I mean, butter with horses.
Ooh, horse butter. Who said that?
I said that.
I don't think that's a dairy product.
Horses have milk.
So, you know, butter farmer, if you want to join anyone, you're free to make your pick now, or you can, I'm sure my archdukes and dukes would be happy to talk to you in text after the event.
I'm here because Britannians raided my butter farm, so I'm...
That's fucked up.
Yes,
I'm sorry to hear that.
Britannians.
My butter farm,
We killed a lot of them recently, though, so, you know. It's been avenged.
Very good.
Fair enough. I will leave you to make that decision sometime later.
Thank you, my
whose
lord.
house you want to join, so you can get a proper title, and everything befitting of your service.
Thank you.
Anyone else? Let's see. I think
I asked the
we
king
are.
to announce the Rodok movement.
The Rodoks, some
What movement?
I've heard are okay people, but you know, we're Vlandians, not Swadians or Rodoks. We're one kingdom, one kingdom under one king, with a multitude of other archdukes, I guess, that you can be under if you want to. At the end of the day, but on that note, I think I will formally put a close to the fourth assembly of the nobility. It's been a pretty productive day. I'd like to thank all of you for attending. I think
My
this is
butter!
probably the most we've ever gone for any assembly. If you guys want to just kill each other for a little bit, that's fine by me. But yeah, thank you.
I'm no barbarian, sorry. I'll stand here and watch you kill yourself.
Oh, sorry.
And make sure to attend the event tomorrow at 4 p.m. EST. North Empire, we need to support them, or else they will get beat up pretty badly.
They're a rough state, so.
I
love the
Horsemen in and everything.
Fuck. Alright, I'm gonna be headed out, but thank you all again.
LLKD!
I had a good time. I hope all of
LLKD.
you could tolerate my rambling for an hour and a half. I did
It was
my
a good
best.
hour and a half.
Thank you. But I will update all the sheets and everything in a little bit. So stay tuned, as they say. Thank you.
Oh, stay tuned.
Let me be clear.
Oh, my fellow Vlandians. Rodoks, suck ass. Thank you.
False?
Good night.